Yeah, g'day. The last 20 odd years of my working life, I worked in the civil concreting game. Coal washery upgrades, mine upgrades, working on the highway between Newcastle and Brisbane and other ones, building bridges and getting over them. But safety was a big issue with the bigger companies in the civil. They were concerned about basically their workers' welfare. So we had to wear steel cap boots, long pants, long sleeve shirts, helmet, ear muffs when required, glasses, gloves. I prefer the yellow glasses because they tend to take the glare away, but I can actually see my work better than, say, a clear pair of glasses that don't take the glare away for me. And they tend to it's just out of vision, the sight. And the worst ones for me are these dark glasses, which you see a lot of fellas wearing. Take the glare away, obviously, but I struggled to see. Probably the age thing had something to do with it. But safety is a big thing. It's become more prevalent since about the 2000, 2001 or 2 or whatever, when I first started in the civil game. I'll talk to you a little bit more about it, but things have changed from when I was a young bloke, working with all my mates on a building sites pretty much. And I'll talk about that. Nowadays, because I work on my own mainly, I prefer to go to work feeling comfortable, still taking into account safety. So I'll put on my earplugs when I feel it's necessary, especially if I go I am still working for clients and go on a job where there's other fellows there that are dressed with boots on. I won't wear these necessarily, the volleys. I'll dress appropriately. Like when I was a young bloke in the good old days, when I first started working in the housing game, I worked with a group of blokes, probably 10 or a dozen blokes, that we all grew up together. We all went to school together. We all knew each other. We all looked after ourselves. In those days, you were working with someone, you'd look after your mate, you look after your tools. At some stage during my early concreting days, I reflected back to the RTA, which used to be the Roads and Traffic Authority in New South Wales. That the RTA, RT and A, I put down to, because I was working on the roads, and I put down the R to respect. So I'd respect myself, I'd respect the mates that I'm working with, I'd respect my tools, and I'd respect the job. I'd think about myself. Oh, okay, what's happening around me? I'd think about my mates who I'm working with. Oh, okay. Think about my tools, the tools that I'm working with. Are they the right tools? Thinking about the job as well. And then the A, accept responsibility for myself. I'd respect responsibility. I'd accept responsibility for my mates, and we all did the same. I'd accept responsibility for my tools. If the lead was cut, get it fixed. And I'd also accept responsibility for my job. So you want a decent job at the end. all of these things come together. So you've got your respect, you've got to think about, and you've got to accept the responsibility. And that's all the boys I worked with when I first started in the building game. We all pretty much, it just happened. We didn't think about anything. Therefore, safety was probably a bit of a lesser issue in those days, even though we were all aware of it, to what it is now. I think there is a happy medium depending on the job you're doing, where you are, who you're with, whether you're on a mine site or a civil site or residential housing or just working at home. There's a happy medium that you need to feel safe in. I use my earmuffs generally when I'm using power tools. I use my glasses if I'm grinding. Now these are a glass that cover pretty much right around so that there's little chance of anything getting into your eye. Sawing sometimes a lot with the saw, because I'll be looking over, they'll chip up, especially like with a chipboard or something like that. Yeah, there is a happy medium, as I say, that yeah, responsibility for safety is not only a personal issue, but you need to have a look at everything that's going on around you, whether you're working at home, working on a building site, working in an office block or like a commercial building, civil building site. Safety needs to be taken into consideration, especially nowadays, because it's seems to have changed a hell of a lot since when I first started. So anyway, with that, I just pretty much safety, Bob's your uncle, but I'm Ian.